In the 1970s, the CIA faced a critical problem. How could they predict which of their allied leaders would be violently overthrown? They didn't send more spies. They didn't increase surveillance. They used a simple, 5-point psychological checklist, codenamed Project Janus, after the two-faced Roman god of beginnings and endings. It was terrifyingly accurate. The protocol wasn't concerned with politics or economics. It was concerned with pure, observable psychology. It identified 5 core indicators of impending collapse. Point 1. The cult of personality. The leader begins to believe their own propaganda. They stop seeing themselves as public servants and start seeing themselves as divinely appointed figures. They surround themselves exclusively with sycophants who echo their greatness, creating an echo chamber of absolute certainty. We saw this with the Shah of Iran in 1979, whose imperial self-perception blinded him to the revolution brewing in the streets. And we see the warning signs today in leaders who demand personal loyalty over institutional integrity. Point 2. The elite disconnect. The ruling circle becomes completely isolated from the lived reality of the population. They feast while the people starve. They discuss grandiose projects while infrastructure crumbles. The gap between the elite's perception and the public's reality creates a reservoir of resentment that eventually bursts. Ceausescu's Romania was a masterclass in this disconnect, a fatal mistake repeated by modern leaders who govern from fortified palaces, not from the streets. Point 3. The fortress mentality. The leader stops trying to win over the populace and starts trying to control them. They build walls, both literal and metaphorical. They increase police powers, crack down on dissent, and view their own citizens as the primary threat. This isn't a sign of failure. It's a leader admitting they have lost the consent of the governed. Point 4. The control of narrative. The free press is the first enemy. Independent journalism is replaced by state-sponsored propaganda. Truth becomes a liability, and loyalty becomes the only currency. Any narrative that challenges the leader's divine right is branded as fake news or foreign interference. This is a desperate attempt to control reality itself, and it always fails. Point 5. The economic shock. The leader's policies, divorced from reality, inevitably lead to economic instability. Hyperinflation, massive debt, or sudden shortages. This is the final trigger. When people can't feed their families, their fear overrides their obedience. The Janus Protocol understood that a full stomach is more powerful than a secret police force. Let's apply the Janus Protocol to the current situation in Venezuela. Under its current leadership, we see all 5 indicators. The cult of personality is evident in their constant self-aggrandizing speeches. The elite disconnect is clear from their policies, which enrich a small circle while the majority struggle. The fortress mentally is visible in their violent crackdown on protests. The control of narrative is obvious in their state media's blatant lies. And the economic shock is happening right now, with their currency in a wealth spiral. According to this 50-year-old system, the risk of instability is not a possibility, it is a probability. The Janus Protocol is a relic of the Cold War. A human analyst would take weeks to run this checklist. But what happens when an AI can run this simulation on every world leader, in real time, 24 hours a day? An AI that can process not just public statements, but satellite imagery of troop movements, economic data flows, and even the sentiment analysis of millions of social media posts. The question isn't if this is happening. The question is, who controls the AI? Who decides the parameters? Who defines instability? Is it used to prevent catastrophes or to engineer them? The power to predict the future is the power to control it. The future is not written in stone. It's written in code. Follow Stratum Analysis for a deep dive into the systems that shape our world every week.